for 10 laps. We're going to be watching the POV from the start from the 5 of Mr. Cutterbill to the outside, Dusty Lee Jr. Can he get to the front? Colton Birmingham has had some good runs. How about PB, Brody Smith, Hayden Smith, Casey Brunson, Blaine Smith, and Caden Davies? Green flag. We're back underway. Into turn number 1 and 2, they go this time by. Here comes Grayson Lee. Tries to thread the needle through him and his brother. Give Grayson Lee the lead off the backstretch. Into turn number 3 and 4, they go this time by. Grayson Lee runs. Tate Reynolds way up the racetrack. Tate Reynolds keeps his foot in it. Give lap number 1 to Tate Reynolds. Dusty Lee making no effort on getting to the front of this field. Oh, Cutterbell into the outside wall. Got put there by PB, Mr. Brody Smith. Cutterbell all the way back into the 10th position. It's going to be a hard knock. It's going to be a hard knock race in this one as we're watching the 88 of Grayson Lee. Everyone chasing the 29, Tate Reynolds. Cade, Colton Birmingham into the back of Tate Reynolds. Here comes Brody Smith to the outside there, 2x2. Here comes Casey Brunson. Casey Brunson making his way through the field. Contact back there between Hayden Smith and Caden Davies. They're going to be racing for the 9th spot there. Into turns number 3 and 4 they go this time by. We're still watching the 88 of Mr. Grayson Lee. Behind him, they're 2x2 for that 4th position. And Brody Smith trying to give a heck of an effort. There goes Blaine Smith to the inside. Blaine Smith started this one in 9th. Knocking on the door. Trying to get into the top 5. And oh! Dusty Lee into the outside wall. Should that bring out a caution? Yes, it will. So, wrapped number 29. As the green flag goes back out. Tate Reynolds leads us to the green flag. Here comes Casey Brunson trying to force the issue. They get into the top 3. Oh, Blaine Smith into Brody Smith. Around goes Blaine Smith. He will park it backwards into turn number 1 and 2. That will bring the caution back out. Second caution of the night. After some incidental contact between Blaine Smith and Brody Smith. We'll try to watch some different angles here. We'll watch the far chase angle as Brody Smith... Looks like Brody Smith was trying to avoid getting into the marbles. Blaine Smith got a run, got into him. So that is what happened there. Trying to flip back through. Ooh, something goes awry for Casey Brunson on the start. He'll lose a bunch of wholesale positions. Grayson Lee tries to force the issue. Sideways goes Tate Reynolds off the corner. Here comes Brody Smith. He gets into Tate Reynolds. Tate Reynolds keeps it going. Grayson Lee at the front of this field. Oh my goodness! And that is justified, unjustified. I will not make that call. Contact between Grayson Lee and the 29 of Tate Reynolds, and that will probably park Tate Reynolds for a week. It's the POV of the 67 of Brody Smith. We'll be watching the POV of our leader. Green flag. We're back underway. Watching the 10, Colton Birmingham. Into turns number 1 and 2. They go this time by down the back stretch. Colton Birmingham is going to stretch the lead out just a bit. Watching the battle back there for 4th between Caden Davies and Casey Brunson. Casey Brunson's worked his way up from the 8th to the 4th spot. Cutter Bell maintaining a strong 3rd right now as Hayden Smith continues to fall back. Brody Smith will stay in the tire tracks of our leader. We're going to have 2 laps to go this time. I'm going to come to the white hanky one more time around here for the first Lone Star Modified Series heat race at Lincoln. Colton Birmingham going to run in the slick coming off of turns number 4. Brody Smith is there. Down the backstretch they go. They make a little bit of incidental contact. Will Brody throw the slider in the heat race? Yes, he will. Colton expects it. Coming off the corner, Colton Birmingham wins heat race number 1. 2nd goes to Brody Smith. 3rd goes to Cutter Bell. 4th goes to Casey Brunson. 5th will be Caden Davies. And 6th will be Hayden Smith. So how about it there? That's Landon Westerman out there on the pole. Yep. Westerman out there on the pole, so 8 cars of the schedule 9 will go green. Oh, no! Caution flag, caution flag.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is
as Melee already comes out for the first corner. The Hazlitt Texan is involved. The Kaufman Texan is involved. As we will just see what happened there on the start. There's a little bit of driver talk going on in the chat there. Oh. So watch the 68 here to the right of your screen. Lane Riley getting ready for this start. Looks like he had Westerman's start timed. Westerman didn't know he had the start timed, and Lane Riley. If you're Lane there, you gotta get the nose out of the leader's quarter panel. Nothing on him. As green flag is back out. We're back underway. Into turns number 1 and 2, they go this time by. Oh, Clayton Stevens gets up into the marbles. Hits a bunch of cars. That's going to affect Dylan Blackburn. That's going to affect Chance Shelton. Meanwhile, back up front, Hayden Allen is the big beneficiary. He's up to the second spot. There's the 21 of flying Kevin Fries. Everyone chasing Rance Llewellyn. Rance Llewellyn is going to be hunted down by the 01J of Hayden Allen. Clayton Stevens now starting to make a charge towards the flying flagman of Kevin Fry. Here comes Dylan Blackburn looking to improve his points contention. They're side by side there for the 4th spot. Give it to the 48. Meanwhile, back up front, here comes Hayden Allen as the caution comes out for the 12X of Chance Shelton. Chance Shelton racing with Lane Riley. And Lane clipped the good part of the quarter panel as Chance goes around. As we get ready for Rance Llewellyn to lead us back to the green. We're going to be watching the POV of the 21. Flying flagman, Mr. Kevin Fry. Hayden J. Allen in second. 4th right now is Dylan Blackburn. 5th is Chance Shelton. 5th is Clayton Stevens. 6th is Chance Shelton. Green flag. We're back underway. And, Chance Shelton finds the outside wall, and Hayden Allen going to find Dylan Blackburn. Dylan Blackburn finds Chance Shelton. They're bouncing off each other in the turns 3 and 4. Blackburn throws the slider. It will clear as Rance Llewellyn is the beneficiary of that one. We're going to have a big blink from my PC. Big blink from my PC. What is going on? Here we go. Where you got it fixed. Watching the battle for a second. Flying Kevin Fry continues to lead in front of the 48. Here comes Dylan Blackburn to the outside. Blackburn trying to increase his points finish. So is Kevin Fry. Those are 2 playoff drivers going nose to nose right there. Hayden J. Allen has a long way to make up. He gets in the back of Kevin Fry, but is able to keep it going. Good job there by the EcoStock driver. He knows how to race with a little bit of contact. Into turns number 3 and 4, they go this time by. We're going to have 2 more laps to go coming off to the white flag lap this time for Rance Llewellyn. We're watching the battle for 3rd between Fly and Kevin Fry and the 01J of Hayden Allen. Hayden Allen slips up into the marbles. Meanwhile, off of turns number 3 and 4 this time by, Rance Llewellyn gets the white flag, and he is clear set sailing over your 3rd place in points, Dylan Blackburn. Off of 3 into 4 this time. It'll be Rance Llewellyn making his Lone Star Modified Series debut, and he's 1 for 1 in the heat races. Rance Llewellyn wins. 2nd goes to Dylan Blackburn. 3rd looks to be Flying Kevin Fry. To the outside, the experienced flagman. Yo, what up, Colton Birmingham? He's already locked himself in the show. Going to enjoy this B-main green flag. We're back underway. 15 laps to decide it. 1 car is going to miss the show, and Clayton Stevens already to the outside wall, and they're wrecking already behind him. Big pile up behind him. We're going to go watch Clayton Stevens. That's where it started from our point of view. Clayton Stevens up into the outside wall, gets into the marbles, and looks like Caden Davies just... Something happened to Caden Davies. Maybe a little love tap from the 22 of Hayden Smith into the inside wall, but it doesn't look like from our point of view. So we'll watch Caden Davies check the different camera views here. We'll watch the far chase here real quick. Doesn't look to be any contact, the 22. No, it looks like Caden just found that inside wall himself. Shot way up the racetrack. Collected the 55 of Stevens, who was trying to collect himself. Lane Riley in Chance Shelton also collected in that one.
Green, green, green.
15 laps coming up right here. Green flag. We're back underway. Into turns number 1 and 2, they go this time by Cutter Bell. Oh, slips up onto the outside. Flying Kevin Fry into the outside wall. He'll lose some wholesale position. Makes a little bit of contact there with Lane Riley. Going to watch the 10 of Casey Brunson. Brunson runs 2nd. Grayson Lee up in the 3rd. Hayden Smith finds himself in 4th. Kevin Fry back there like a pinball machine. As Fry is out, Stevens is in. So Kevin Fry out of it. Watching Chance Shelton try to make a move. He's up there in the 9th spot. His top 12 will move on. Oh, a little bit of incidental contact. Around goes Blaine Smith. And it's our old buddy Lane Riley up in there. As actually, no, that one is going to be on the 18S to Blaine Smith, but Lane Riley does get involved just a little bit in the Team LCD number 68 there. As Hayden Smith tried to avoid the contact between the brothers Dunn, and that led into some melee. If you never raced the Lincoln Speedway, that's Chance Shelton. Clayton Stevens right behind him in the 55. We'll watch Chance Shelton as the green flag comes back out. In turns from 1 and 2, they go this time by a little bit of incidental contact between Landon Westerman and Hayden Allen. Hayden Allen finds the inside wall. Actually, Hayden Allen finds the outside wall in the 11X of Westy. Westy slips all the way back into the 12th position, but that's going to be an advancing position. We're watching the 12X and Chance Shelton work his way under the 88 Triple X, 88 Double X, and Dusty Lee as the caution comes back out. Another caution. But how about it? He'll have to race his way in next week. We want to thank you all watching the Lone Star Modified Series. This green flag is going to go back out, and here we'll watch little Grayson Lee. Off in turns number 1 and 2, they go this time by Grayson Lee. Going to get passed by Big Brother Dusty. Into turns number 1 and 2, they go. Hazlitt Texan slips up. Off of turns number 3 and 4, give the fifth spot to Hayden Smith. No, Lane Riley going to squeeze the door. Riley going to squeeze the door hard coming off of turn number 4. That's going to be a battle for the fifth spot there. Grayson Lee now going to have his handful with a 22S of Hayden Smith. Casey Brunson, Sport Mod regular, trying to show the young Cutter Bell how to get around this place. Casey Brunson to the inside. Remember, all these guys are going to make the feature as another caution flag will come out. Lane Riley gets into young Grayson Lee, has to get on the binders. Here comes Hayden Allen and Blaine Smith. So that'll just do nothing. Get 7 more laps of green here. Please get some PSGs in the chat. 7 more laps of green. We'll be in main racing. I wish that's how it worked, buddy. Green flag. We're back on our way. Gonna be watching the 88 of Grayson Lee as they're 2x2 going off into turns number 1 and 2. Here comes Casey Brunson. He's got a heck of a run as another caution comes back out. Another caution coming out. This one is going to be for the 12X. Chance Shelton sitting backwards on the racetrack. Lane Riley also involved. Gonna watch the start here. Chance Shelton trying to dig underneath. Will come up into the 11X of Westy, and Lane Riley nowhere to go. Gonna bicycle it, but comes back down. Love to see y'all, number 1, win a Tom's race and even do well in a Tom's championship. Green flag. We're back underway. 9 laps down, 6 to go. Please stay green in the back of the field because we have a good race going up here in the front of the field. Here comes Casey Brunson back to the inside of Cutter Bell. He will throw the slider off into turns number 3 and 4. It will not work as the caution comes back out. We will see who it is for. It looks to be, for Landon Westerman sitting butter side up as that got started between the 01J of Hayden Allen and the 21 of Kevin Fry. Watch this POV here. We'll watch how they got together. Hayden up into the marbles trying to keep it. Kevin trying to fill the space. Blaine Smith up into the slick. It's a multitude of factors. We'll let race director Carson Cherry make the call, as we will go back to calling the races as soon as the green flag comes back out. Go green to checkered. Texas, it's hard to beat Texas drivers. Texas is some of the most talented athletes behind the wheel, in my opinion. And that is why I chose to call this Lone Star Modified Series the first chance I got. Green flag. We're back underway. Off into turns number 1 and 2. They go this time by Dusty Lee. Finds himself in the second. Something happened to the 10 of Casey Brunson. Where is Casey Brunson? Did something happen to Casey Brunson? Meanwhile, back up front, Dusty Lee, the points leader, trying to fight his way around the 5X of Cutter Bell, who has led this one wire to wire so far. Slider coming in from the young Grayson Lee. They're fighting behind him. Here comes Clayton Stevens in the top 5 as another caution going to come back out. So If anyone can fill me in, what happened to Casey Brunson running second here in the B main? And it looks like the 11s are going to get back together. Incidental contact, but of course they got together earlier in this B main. Incidental contact. We're going to go single file. Caden Davies starts to roll in the pits.
Flag, green flag.
As a little bit of contact there between Clayton Stevens and the 18S of Blaine Smith. We'll be watching throughout mid-pack. Dusty Lee going to take the second. How about Hayden Smith? Throws the slider there on Grayson Lee. We'll be watching the battle for third. Grayson Lee trying to pinch up the 22S of Hayden Smith. Hayden Smith's going to have the advantage to the outside. Here comes Lane Riley throwing his hat in. Clayton Stevens throws a slider as the caution going to come back out. As Hayden Smith sent into the outside wall there. Oh, what? What just... Was that a glitch? Was there a car parked there? Maybe there was a car parked there and Hayden Smith hit it. Let's see. One for an unrelated incident. Looks like the 22S of Hayden Smith might have been involved. Come on, boys. 40 laps coming up right here off the right foot of Colton Birmingham. Who's it gonna be? Once again, it's feature time for the Lone Star Modified Series here at Lincoln. Into turns number 1 and 2 they go this time by. Here comes Rance Llewellyn to the outside. Give Rance Llewellyn the lead. And our first caution, first legitimate caution of the race going to come out. Looks like for the 68, Elaine O'Reilly sitting backwards on the speedway there. We'll change the view here. Watch the spectator view to the outside. Looks like, yep, wheel hops the 5. Goes around. Just a racing deal for the Hazlitt Texan. He will get his quick repair. Here we go. Gonna be set to go 2 by 2. We're gonna go back to green flag racing here.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. They're 3-4 wide off the start. A little bit of incidental contact. Lead goes back to Colton Birmingham in the 1-2. Llewellyn going to slide up as Birmingham gets into the marbles. They're going to continue making contact down the backstretch. Rance Llewellyn continues to hold the lead. Here comes Dylan Blackburn up to the inside. They're 2 by 2 for the lead. Dylan Blackburn trying to get his first win of the season. Has been so close so many times, but incidents have cost him. Off into turns number 3 and 4. We got one head first in the wall. That's going to be Brody Smith. Brody Smith into the outside wall. Going to bring out our second caution of the feature. As gets into the back of Birmingham, shot up the racetrack. Blaine Smith involved. Blaine Smith, top 5 there in 6 lane. Riley 7th. Looks like Hayden Allen up into the 8th spot as we're going to go to a single file restart here already. 37 laps to go. Green flag. We're back underway. Into turns number 1 and 2 they go this time by. We're going to watch Dylan Blackburn try to get to the back of Rance Llewellyn. Down the back stretch they go this time by. Into turns number 3 and 4. Llewellyn continues to run the high side. We're going to stay clean and green for at least one lap. PSG, please stay green. We'll continue to follow Dylan Blackburn until he's continually out of the conversation. Starts to blink off into turns number, I believe this is, that's 1 and 2. They'll go off into 3 and 4 this time by. Stay in green. Llewellyn not really cutting in the lead of Rance Llewellyn. We'll go through the field, see how things go here. Brody Smith parks it as, Chance Shelton into the inside wall. Will bring out the caution. So Chance Shelton off into 3 and 4 they go this time by. We are going to have
Green, green, green.
around 34 laps to go. Green flag, we're back underway. Off into turns number 1 and 2 they go this time by. Rance Llewellyn will run the high side. Down the backstretch they go. Watching the battle there for third between Colton Birmingham and the 88 of Dusty Lee Jr. Here comes Dylan Blackburn for the lead. Dylan Blackburn back to the inside this time by. We're watching Rance Llewellyn's PLV there on the spectator side. Side by side for third. Grayson Lee slips up into the marbles out of the top 5 that give the top 5 spot to Cutter Bell. Off into 3 and 4 they go this time by. This time Dylan Blackburn gets into the outside wall. Here comes Lane Riley throwing it in. We got one into the outside wall. That's the 0-1 of Hayden Allen. Everyone going to keep it rolling and strolling here as we're back into the top 5 as the caution going to come back out. Races now. And God forbid. Green flag. We're back underway. Bad start for Dylan Blackburn. Llewellyn going to get out to a heck of a lead. Here comes Dusty Lee down to the inside of Colton Birmingham. Birmingham able to hold off the hard charge. Here comes Cutter Bell back to the inside. That's going to be a battle for the 5th spot. Cutter Bell to the inside of Dusty Lee. Looks like a one-lane racetrack right now. Right around the top will be Chug-a-Luggin' Choo-Choo Train around the top right now for the Lone Star Modified Series feature. Into turns number 3 and 4 they go this time by. A little bit of incidental contact between the 10 and the 88. Looks like everything's locked down. You can't really move the car. Looks like some cars back there trying to battle. That's the 55 of Clayton Stevens. The 88 of the 88 Grayson Lee, Blaine Smith, Hayden Smith. They're all throwing haymakers at each other. How about this, Lee? How about this race back here? It's going to be about for the 8th spot. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Throw a blanket over them. Watching the 12 exit, Chance Shelton throw a huge slider on Grayson Lee. A little bit of incidental contact. Grayson Lee get a wheel hop, and they're going to go around. Blaine Smith, Grayson Lee, Hayden Smith, and Clay and Chance Shelton involved in that one. Called it earlier as we get ready to go back racing. Thought we were stacked up there for a second. Green flag. We're back underway. Going to be watching the POV of Colton Birmingham here in the turns number 1 and 2. They go this time by. Llewellyn continues to run into that moisture spot up top. Here comes Dusty Lee to the inside. Dusty Lee, your current point leader, going to feed him a bit of a right rear. Colton Birmingham gets on the binders, loses 1, 2 wholesale positions. He will drop back into the 6th spot, right behind the Hazlitt, Texas driver, Mr. Lane Riley. Watching a little bit of a close POV as Colton Birmingham tries to throw the slider there. We will still keep it going clean and green here. We are about 16 laps into the A main. Trying to watch this battle, a little bit of a chase cam right here between the 10X of Birmingham. Meanwhile, back up front, Rance Llewellyn has that 48 of Dylan Blackburn over the tail tank. Is Dylan Blackburn making any dents into the lead? It's a one-lane racetrack right now. Haven't seen really anyone try to catfish the bottom. A lot of ruts going in and out of the backstretch. That is going to be the battle for the lead. Dylan Blackburn trying to run the cut-down line into 3 and 4 this time. Maybe gets a little bit of ground as Brody Smith cheering on Rance Llewellyn. But there comes Dylan Blackburn. Dylan Blackburn is there. That cut-down line seeming to be working for Rance Llewellyn here, or for Dylan Blackburn here a little bit. As Blackburn this time almost gets to the quarter panel, coming off of turns number 3 and 4. Watching slider inbound from the camera. Does Llewellyn cross it back over? Yes, he does. Rance Llewellyn, Dylan Blackburn through the kitchen sink at Rance Llewellyn. Gonna have to wind up the momentum and chug-a-lug back up to the 33. Into turns number 1 and 2, they go this time by. Watching the 48 of Dylan Blackburn. Here comes the points leader, Dusty Lee. Blackburn not only has to get around the 33, but keep that 88 XXX behind him if he wants to make up in the points conversation. 21 laps in of 40. This is what I'm talking about. Good clean racing up here in the Lone Star Modified Series. Trying to watch through the field here. Clayton Stevens, Kevin Fry, Lane Riley. Some of our best racers doing some of their best work, trying to make butter out of cream here with this one-lane racetrack. But meanwhile, Dusty Lee trying to close in on the 48 of Dylan Blackburn. We'll go through the field here, watching Grayson Lee. Oh, a little bit of a battle here between Clayton Stevens, Henry Smith. Not Henry Smith, that's Hayden Smith, sorry. Hayden Smith and Hayden Allen. It looks like that dust will settle. That'll be for about the 9th position. Clayton Stevens running 9th right now. 8th goes to, as we have another battle forming right here. This is going to be for about the top 5 spot. Colton Birmingham running in the 6th position. Cutter Bell running 7th. And the 5th position right now belongs to the 68 of Lane O'Reilly here. We're just past the halfway point as Dusty Lee continues to close in on the 48 of Dylan Blackburn. Watching the battle for 5th down the backstretch here. We will try to ride along. Oh, just had the camera riding along with Colton Birmingham as he tries to work around that 68. Let's see what the 68 does here. They're really having to throw these race cars as Dylan Blackburn's right there. We'll try to get up to the POV of Dylan Blackburn. We just had Dylan Blackburn. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Cody. Oh my goodness, he just went around it. Having to go around the horn. It's like Toy Story 2. Here we go. Dylan Blackburn is there. Down the back stretch, he's going to try the inside a little bit. Rance Llewellyn, he'll go through the slick to the inside this time. Does Dylan Blackburn have it? Coming off the corner, Blackburn's got the run. Does he have anything for the 33? Off into turns number 1 and 2, they go this time by Dylan Blackburn within striking distance of the 33 of Llewellyn. He'll get up into the marbles, down to the backstretch. They go their nose to tail. Into turn 3 this time. Slider inbound. He's blinking. He's blinking. He's blinking. Contact to the inside. He'll lose all momentum yet again. Blackburn again losing the momentum. Meanwhile, Lane Riley's got his hands full. The 10 of Colton Birmingham. He'll clear Birmingham down the back stretch into turns number 3 and 4. They go this time by. Dusty Lee continues to chase down the blinking Dylan Blackburn. Does Blackburn have anything as he slides way up into the marbles? Here comes Dusty Lee as we'll watch this battle for a second. Dusty Lee, your current points leader. Down the back stretch into turns number 3 and 4. They go this time by. He'll scrape the right rear. Here comes Grayson Lee. Grayson Lee is lap traffic. Lane Riley has his hands full once again with the 10X of Colton Birmingham. We'll watch that battle as it shapes up here on the racetrack. Everyone gets around the 088 of Grayson Lee. Colton Birmingham into the outside wall. Gets up into the slick. Again, it's just a one-lane racetrack. We are 32 down. We have about 8 to go. Good racing here in the Lone Star Modified Series. This is what we've been waiting 3 whole weeks for. Some good racing here at the front. Into turns number 3 and 4, they go this time by 10X Colton Birmingham, 10C Colton Birmingham, trying to get around the 68 of Lane Riley. Lane Riley has that position. This is going to be for a top 5 battle, a good points position battle. Lane Riley wants to get into the playoff picture. Colton Birmingham is in the playoff picture. We'll check back up front. Dylan Blackburn, he's winding up that momentum again. We can't really watch Dylan Blackburn because he is blinking like an SOB right now. Dylan, make sure that router is plugged in so you can get this win, buddy. Into the outside wall, he'll lose some wholesale momentum. Diamond bit back off the corner. We're going to have about 5 laps to go this time. We're back to the front. Dylan Blackburn is there. 5 more laps to go. He's lost the momentum so many times. This might be his only shot. Into 3 and 4 he goes. Throws the White Castle. Not going to work off the corner this time, but he keeps up with Llewellyn. 4 more laps to go here for the Lone Star Modified Series. Loses a little bit of ground into turns number 1 and 2. They go this time by. Llewellyn has led this thing from flag to flag. Colton Birmingham has been in the tail take. Off into 3 and 4. We're going to come to 3 more laps to go. 3 threes on that card. Colton Birmingham right to the back bumper. Into 3 and 4 they go. Dusty Lee still within striking distance. If they make a mistake, 2.5 laps to go. And the caution's going to come out. Oh, my goodness. Decided. Look. We will do Rance's POV just because of the internet issues for Dylan Blackburn. Green flag. We're back on our way. 2 laps to decide it. Blackburn to the quarter panel. Off into turns number 1 and 2. He'll find Rance. He's right there again within striking distance. We are going to have 2 laps to go. Coming to the white flag this time. 1.5 laps remaining. Here comes Blackburn. Sliders engage. Will it work off the corner? No, it won't. They're door to door. They make contact. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go for Rance Llewellyn. Does Blackburn have the momentum? He's there. He hits the outside wall. He loses the momentum. Contact. Rance Llewellyn is 1 quarter away from his first ever Lone Star Modified Series victory, and he gets it. Rance Llewellyn wins. Dylan Blackburn second. Dusty Lee Jr. third. Throw me out of the booth. What a race. I could see why I'm not in the announcer's booth more, but man, what a race. What a great job by all these guys. We will get them in here. We will talk to them. LCD on top tonight. DDR finishes 2nd and 3rd. How about it for the relative unknown? If you don't know him now, you know him. Rance Llewellyn takes round number 3 here at the Lincoln Speedway. We will wait to get our drivers. In the chat. As I believe Rance is here, we will talk. I believe this is Mr. Rance Llewellyn. Rance, you got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Rance, you are a relative unknown. You make your Lone Star Modified Series debut in a Team LCD car. and you bring it home in first place. Just tell us about the whole night from your POV.
Well, I put in some work before the race tonight. Kind of dialed in the setup. Came in here, got a P2 in practice, so I was feeling pretty good. Came out and won the heat race. Car felt good. Made a few adjustments for the feature, and the race definitely could have been better. By far, a little more green flag runs and stuff. Dylan was putting on a heck of a challenge. Um, he just, in his defense, I don't think he had enough laps to actually run and try to race and pass and figure out a line, because it was just a wreck fest with the guys in the back. But other than that, it was good.
Was there at any point where you're like, man, I'm kind of showing my cards here early? Do you think Dylan had anything for you if when it came to a short green flag run?
On the short runs, no, he didn't, because I was getting him on the starts, and I knew when I had control of the starts, I had the race won, as long as I didn't mess up. And you see a couple times I did mess up, because every time he'd throw a slider, he just couldn't get the drive out of the corner, and I just had to hold the top, and we were good from there.
Well, Rance, man, tell us where you're from. Tell us where you race if you do race, and tell people where to follow you so we can get to know you just a bit more.
From Sherman, Texas. I don't race anymore. I used to race. I raced at Grayson County Speedway and Ardmore, Southern Oklahoma Speedway. Raced at those two tracks. But you can find me on Facebook or whatever. Shout out to LCD, Landon Caps, Tate Reynolds, all the other boys at LCD digging tonight. So.
Well, that's your feature winner, Mr. Rance Llewellyn there in the 33. And Rance, we look forward to seeing you race the full season here. Are you going to commit to the full point season with the Lone Star Modified Series?
Well, I'm 2 races behind, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So we will get second place in here, Dylan Blackburn. Dylan, you copy?
Yes, sir.
Dylan, buddy, you put on one heck of a show. You came up one spot just again, man. We got to start calling you the bridesmaid. Unfortunately, you've been chasing Tailfeather, but tell us about the end of that green flag run. What did you have that Rance was showing you that you could have passed him?
I think Rance just struggled to move around, really. Like, I was trying to cut down line, middle, beating the wall, whatever I could to do something he wasn't. But it's just so hard to pass at this track. Carson did a great job. Like, that's probably the best this track's ever going to get. But I tried to throw that one slider on him. Once I clipped the slick, it just shot me straight up the track. Anytime I tried to go through the middle, it would just shoot me right up to him. So, but we were racing really hard. Shout out to him. He ran a great race. I'm not trying to be offensive or nothing, but I have never heard of him, and he just took us to school. So good job to him.
Well, man, it's early in the season. We still have 13 more races to go. But you just leapfrogged Dustin Hennigan, and I think you might have made up a couple of points there on Dusty Lee, maybe like 1 or 2 points. What's it going to take to keep this 48 in that points conversation all year?
Just this continued consistency, man. Both me and Dusty have been in the podium every week. He just caught a bad break in the heat race, or else he probably would have been in front of me. But I felt like I was just a tad bit faster than him every week. I felt like I was able to pass him and Dustin at Volusia before caution came out. I was faster than him at I-55. I was faster than him here. So just I need to stay consistent, keep my speed up, and hopefully I can pass him before week 11.
Well, man, we share the same home racetrack, the Kennedale Speedway Park, is where you cut your teeth every week in those IMCA modifieds. You guys have 1,000 to win, thanks to Mr. Mike Fury. What do you got to say to the people who are thinking about coming out?
First of all, I want to thank Mike Fieri. He's a great dude. Takes some great pictures. Also, there's a trailer race after the race. 10 out of 10 show. I always love watching it every year. 1,000 to win should draw some pretty good people from everywhere. There'll be a lot of great racing. So come on out.
That's second place, Mr. Dylan Blackburn. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Well, we've talked to this guy every week so far. This time we're going to do it third. Dusty, like I said, man, you've been chasing Tailfeather all week, but you've stayed consistent in the top 3, and you had yourself solid points tonight. What could you all have done better?
Just needed a little better heat race there. I started 15th in the B, and I think I came up to 3rd or so, and then started 6th in the A. It was really just one lane up top. It was hard to pass, but we finished 3rd, so just needed good points, and we got it.
That was very surprising. Was it just some damage, just some incidental damage there racing? I know you and Tate like to race each other clean, but race each other hard. It looked like the left front was a little bit damaged and shot you into the outside wall. What happened there?
Yeah, I went down there and turned 3 and 4. I kind of went to the top, and he kind of just slid up a little racing deal, and it broke my left front and went in down there and won and couldn't turn the car.
Well, man, how proud are you of little brother tonight competing for the heat race win, making his way into his second ever A main and holding tough there for a couple laps in the top 5?
He's getting better week by week. Just got to calm down a little more, and he'll eventually be up here in top 5 and top 3, maybe get a win.
Well, one track I forgot to mention that's I believe that's racing this weekend is your home track, the RPM Speedway, Dusty. You want to plug that show?
No, I think modifieds are off this week, so we'll be taking off, and I'm going to spend some time with the family.
All right, Dusty, well, let's hear about the people that make this thing happen for you on the iRacing platform.
DDR Speed Shop, you for broadcasting, and Carson putting this series on.
That's Dusty Lee Jr. here. That was our top 3. So now we want to turn our attention and thank you for tuning in to tonight's Lone Star Modified Series feature. We will have the quarter season finale next week. I believe we're going to Lanier, one of my favorite racetracks. So we'll let the sponsors roll. We want to thank you for watching the Lone Star Modified Series tonight. I've been Cody Lewis on behalf of Carson Cherry, and next week we should have maybe Zach Clark in the booth. So on behalf of the Lone Star Modified Series, my name's been Cody Lewis. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight.